Hey guys, welcome to a game about digging a hole. Lee and I don't know anything about this game. I just see that it was all over YouTube. So Lee, why don't we dig a hole?
Let's do that. Is this anything like about anything similar to the movie holes, mayhaps?
I don't know, but you know, this intro is
what
giving
the-
me very much Hello Neighbor vibes.
This many days of hole digging.
House for sale? Only $10,000. We just got that in
I'm sorry.
Western Rider
what?
or whatever. With gold treasure in the garden. Man, is this debate?
Buy now and get rich. You don't have to tell me twice.
But like, you buy a house to get money. Why wouldn't the person who's selling the house try to get the money? All right, well, we fell for it. Okay.
Super Mega Digger 3000 Ultimate 2.0 and the detector set?
Explodes when battery gets empty. Nice.
Ooh.
All right, we're in. X marks the spot.
What?
Bonk,
Okay.
bonk, bonk. Yo, let's just carve this
Uh-huh.
out. Yeah. Yeah, we're digging.
Oh, you're like thinning the grass out too. Oh, hey, a rock.
I got a rock. All right.
Oh.
New material found. Stone. Hell yeah, dude.
How did you find out about this?
It just popped up all over my YouTube algorithm, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch anything about this. I'm gonna go in blind. How bad could it be about a game digging a hole? Okay, so my battery is down low. Yeah, I know.
Oh no, it's gonna blow up.
All right, let's do some investigating, shall we? I think the game wants it to explode. But what's this boom
Crafting
jams?
table?
So we have money. $1 to charge. Health is full. Why would I need a jetpack? Okay.
Dynamite.
Dynamite, a lamp. Okay. Well, we don't have money. Okay, so we can sell ores for money. So let's sell a rock for $2. Hell yeah,
if only it were
blood.
that easy.
$1 charge, I guess. Oh, okay. Cool beans. We don't want it to explode.
I know we were kind of talking about the idea of like games that we would only play in our downtime versus like if we were streaming or recording.
Right.
Yeah, this I would never play in my downtime whatsoever, just as a heads up.
No, this is definitely just like a content creation game, I feel like. Like some games you feel like nowadays, for better or for worse, are just made for people to play online.
Yeah.
And boy, we are not short of being sellouts. You know, like we are sure in it as well. We want to be a part of that train, you know?
Riveting gameplay.
You never, as a kid, just like went out in your yard and took a shovel and just, you know, dug a hole?
Can't say I have.
Dude, are you for real? I've done that multiple times. That's crazy. Also, the more you charge it, the more
scales?
money it is, which is a shame.
Well, you can
see.
upgrade your shovel.
Yeah, I think upgrading the shovel is huge.
Is that range or how much you're like shoveling?
It said radius? Oh, yeah,
oh,
dude.
that's huge.
We got that big chungus.
Okay, this game is in the same vein as like House Flipper and like Power Wash Simulator in
Yes.
that it's like it's okay. It's like quote unquote tedious or monotonous, but very relaxing. And I still don't say tedious in a bad manner either, you know?
No, yeah, it's
just
definitely,
doing the same thing.
at least for right now, you know, until the game proves us otherwise. It's very much a one-trick pony.
Mhm.
And I'm totally cool with that. You know, like the game knows what it is. You go in with like really low expectations, and this is what we get. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of going in this hole though and like not being able to get out, but we're gonna keep going. Okay, $5. So let's recharge our battery, $2, and then up our inventory.
Oh, you can double your battery
Ooh,
size.
battery's probably good, huh?
Yeah, that's gonna save you money in the long run.
'Kay.
I'm sorry, jetpack?
Yeah, I saw that too. This hole's gonna get pretty deeply, I think.
I see.
That's my guess. Let's just fucking go for it, dude. We're getting all sorts of stuff. Yo, inventory's full.
We better find the underground city of the mole people down here.
Well,
Nice.
we're supposed to be
You can
finding
up your
like
backpack.
$10,000 now and a jetpack. But the jetpack consumes energy, which is that the same as my battery? I don't really know, man. I'm just kind of in this to dig a hole. Because, like, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I ever explained upon it. But dude, like multiple times as a kid, I would spend the night at my friend's house and they would just like let us go out and dig a hole in their yard. And so,
Really?
yeah, we just did that multiple times. And I mean, I think ultimately it was just to get us out of the house and not annoy them. They were just like, yeah, fine, fuck it, whatever. Go dig a hole. But like, my friend and I had a lot of fun. And there's always like the danger. You have to like be careful you're not like, you know, breaking any pipes or like cables underneath the ground.
Or
You're
hitting the septic tank.
yeah, you're supposed to call a phone number to like double check to make sure you're not hitting anything weird, but like we never did. We were just like, whatever, we'll dig a hole.
I've always wanted to try doing that at least once, but we've never had like a shovel.
Really?
At least not to that degree. Well, maybe, but I've never like asked for it, so I'm just like, you know, just never came to mind, I guess.
Woo! We got a jetpack. We're gonna need the jetpack to get out of here soon. $16, hell yeah, blood.
Nice.
All right, $3 charge now, but it's definitely worth it. But we're starting to get the young moolah baby up in here.
How does this compare to Cookie Clicker?
Dude, it scratches that same itch, oddly enough. You know what's funny is that we were talking about how, like, you know, certain games we wouldn't typically play if we weren't recording or streaming. Unironically, I might play this in my downtime.
Really?
Unironically.
It's very cathartic.
Wait, hold on.
Where
Radar.
did you get that? What is that?
It came with my shovel kit.
Imagine having to do all this to dig
Oh!
up a fossil in Animal Crossing. Hello.
Money bag. There's
Oh.
digging shit. Hell yeah.
I'm curious about the 10,000 that it's alluding to. Is it just like you have $10,000 worth of property of like money under your property, or there's just a big old like suitcase full of that?
I think it's like a treasure chest full of gold, like in the photo. But also it feels a little too good to be true, so I don't know how much I believe it.
Kate, have you ever seen Treasure Planet?
No.
Ooh, that's a great movie. I saw that last night.
How old is it?
2000s?
Okay. Yeah, I think
It's like a
I've
Disney movie.
I think I've heard of it, but I've never actually watched it before.
It's based on Treasure Island, the novel.
Ah,
Got
okay.
a good old Long John Silver. I bring this up because, like, in my head, I'm like, ooh, maybe Treasure Planet's down there.
Secret of the Planet of the Apes.
Those movies I've never seen either.
Me neither. I was thinking more King Kong because in the new King Kong he goes to Hollow Earth or whatever it's called.
What?
My
Is that
nephew's-
like the Link to the Past Dark World or something?
I mean, it's like everybody thought like the Earth's core was like just the core, but spoilers for people who haven't seen this fucking movie. Like, there's a whole like different planet in the center of the Earth, and that's where all the apes live.
Whoa.
I'm not even kidding. Like that's the whole
Underground City of the Monkeys.
that's the whole plot. It's like an old prehistoric Earth with like dinosaurs and shit, but that's like where the great apes came from or something. I don't know. My nephews are really obsessed with King Kong and Godzilla. You and I really haven't consumed a whole lot of like media in terms of like movies
No.
and stuff when we were children, and still to this day I really haven't.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like, that's kind of my goal now, just in general for life, to just get like a better cohesive understanding for other forms of media.
Yeah.
Movies are the biggest one that I'm trying to work on right now. And I've been loving it. I've really been enjoying all the different like aspects of just cinema in general, both for like animated stuff and live action stuff.
Yeah.
And then getting back into like, you know, reading is like another one this year. Cause like I love video games, don't get me wrong. I just don't want that to be like my only form of like media consumption, like how it has been like the past like 30 or so years.
No, for sure. I'm the same way. Not a whole lot of convincing. It's not like I don't want to, but when Courtney wants to watch something, it's like I'm so not used to watching stuff like that, like shows or movies and stuff. It takes me a bit to like get used to the idea of being like, okay, yeah, like I can sit down and watch this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's-
It was kind of like that with me in the beginning, mostly just because it did feel like kind of alien because I wasn't used to it too. But
Yeah.
at least with movies, those are definitely like the best way to approach it because like, you know, sitting down for like an hour and a half or like two or like to watch something, is like just it's so much more easily digestible because you just get like a whole story like told to you
Yeah.
compared to something like Breaking Bad, which I love, but that took me a whole year to watch because there's so much to it.
Yeah, my main gripe with shows that aren't done is like getting really invested into a show like animes and stuff that aren't finished. So when you binge watch all the seasons that are out, then you have to wait a whole nother year just for another season to get released, and then you have to rewatch the whole season to catch up because you don't remember what the fuck happened, and then you have to wait another year for the other season to come out. So my main problem is also like I don't want to watch stuff that's not done. So even though it's
I'm in the same way.
it's like-
I just don't.
yeah, it's like mainstream stuff that's like really popular in pop culture right now, but I was like, I don't want to fucking watch it because it's not done. Like,
Yeah, I do get kind of bummed when I just hear that that's kind of like the main thing talked about, like, like both either at work or just like in other spaces, because it's like, great, here's something I'll never participate in.
yeah,
you know?
it's like I'm left out because I don't want to waste my fucking time. I'd rather just watch it all when it's done.
Yeah.
And then I could be like, guys, like 5 years later, like, yeah, I understand now. Or destroyed.
Oh,
Am-
what?
Oh, because my
what?
inventory's full. I'm a bimbus. I'm
Oh.
wasting precious resources. I should be
know
reading.
one show that's been like discussed with a few of my coworkers has been Solo Leveling.
Yes, I've been told to watch that so much.
Yes, I keep getting told that too, and I'm just like, dude, I have like 10 other anime I want to watch before that. I'm like, I want to watch Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist, Death Note, Mob Psycho Season 3, because I haven't seen that. Like,
Dude, you definitely got to watch Cowboy Bebop because it's only 25 episodes.
exactly.
Full Metal Alchemist, are you wanting to watch like the OG or
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood? Yeah, Brotherhood
Yeah.
was Courtney's first anime I ever showed her, and it was actually the first
Really?
time I'd ever watched that one because I grew up watching the normal one whenever the manga wasn't done, and so that was the first time I actually watched the whole way through with that one too. And dude, so good. I've actually wanted to watch Mob Psycho, but then again, I just didn't know if it was done or not, so I haven't started it.
I don't know if it's done. Okay, each season wraps itself up perfectly, so you'll still feel like satisfied even if you stop there. Because I stopped
sweet.
at number 2. It was amazing. That's my favorite anime. I think it's like
Really?
really excellent. It's been nice, though,
Ow!
oh no!
So there is fall damage. God damn it. All right, I got to be real careful with that one.
It's been nice though seeing like other forms of media. It's also just nice because it kind of just makes you feel like, there's like other things to life to enjoy instead of just the usual same old, you know?
Right.
Because I admit that, the past few years have been a little weird for gaming for me just because like, streaming and kind of like viewing gaming differently and then rediscovering it for like solo stuff. And now it's just like, oh, you gotta make sure you can fly up.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I'm just like going dig mode. I wasn't even paying attention. Good fucking call. Oh, good call, dude. I was going to get trapped down there. Yeah, that was the hard part for me, too, is like saving games to where I'm like, okay, well, this is a good stream game or like this is a good recording game. And it's like, bro, just play the games you want to play. It's fine. Like other games
Pretty
will happen.
much, yeah.
Like, one of my fears when we first started this was like, man, we're going to like run out of games to play. And I was like, bro, Game Grumps has been doing this for over 10 years. And they have not ran out of shit to play. Like, games continue to come out. Like, it'll never be a finite resource of things that will run out to do. Like, we've barely begin to scratch, like, a barrel at all, let alone the bottom of it.
Exactly. Because, like, I think something to consider is that, like, both of our histories with, like, all the games that, like, we grew up with and that we love and we've played both then and now, like, that alone is, like, encompassing, like, 20-plus years, like, per person.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I almost wonder if it's worth digging, like, a stairway. Oh, my God!
All right, before I go in, I should recharge and sell my stuff and save my game before this goes too far.
Dude, this just turned into, like, Terraria.
It sure did. All right. Let's do that. Save game.
What about the lamp? It might be dark down there.
Oh, good call. Good call. Let's buy a lamp.
Can you use the shovel as a weapon, maybe?
Oh, dude, if there's monsters in this game, oh my god.
I was thinking the other night about the frog monster game, and I kind of really want to see more of that.
Dude, yeah, it was weirdly enticing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was also kind of thinking about it. Dude, what? There's like Dude, is there like a worm?
Oh, whoa. There
Whoa.
better not be ants down here, like the Elden Ring ones.
Oh God. Have you ever played Valheim or any of those games where
No,
it's like
I haven't.
you have to like
Believe it or not, I actually don't like survival or games like that, which is funny because I used to write for them.
Yeah, I have an interesting relationship with them. So like if I was playing them in my downtime, I would not want to play them. But interestingly enough, playing them with friends makes me enjoy them better because it's like you can kind of unironically share the load with some friends.
Yeah, like I think probably my favorite experience for that was playing Grounded with Dog.
Yeah.
Because it was cool because it was actually just both me and him playing it, and it wound up feeling like a very like cohesive experience. But by the end of it, we were both kind of burned out because it's like, okay, when does this end? You know?
Right.
I'm trying to what are some games that like? Because I know you're playing FF7 Rebirth. What are some like other things you're playing offline, if any?
So I just beat that last night.
Congrats.
Thank
Did you like it?
Oh, it was great. Whoa!
Oh,
I put the
key?
lamp right on the key. Oh, dude, is the gold isn't in the dirt, is it? You're looking for the keys. Yeah.
So you need another one then. Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
that could be anywhere. I wonder if it's gonna have you move to another house to find it as like part 2 or something.
Oh God. But yeah, I don't know if I actually answered your question. I'm sorry. I'm distracted about digging a hole. But
That's all good.
actual games that I've wanted to play in my downtime. I do want to play Lies of P, whether I like stream it or just play it in my downtime. I played the demo of that game and it was a lot of fun. And I had it on
Yeah, it's
Game
pretty good.
Pass. Yeah, I had it on Game Pass, but it's leaving Game Pass in like 6 days. So my assumption is that it's gonna go from Game Pass to like PS Plus. So I'm still not too bent out of shape about it going away because I still think I'll be able to play it. If not, then I'm totally fine with buying it. But I also have it's a lot of surprisingly a lot of Souls-like-esque games or even made by From Software because I have Armored Core 6 that I've had for a while in the back pocket that I've been wanting to play. Wish I could be like looking. Oh, Plucky Spire, dude. I want to play the Plucky Spire. I have that on PlayStation 2.
What was that?
Plucky Spire
Fun.
is like it's kind of like Paper Mario in the sense to where it's like it goes from it's like a 2D kind of like action hack and slash and then it like goes to 3D. It's a really cute like indie game that
Ooh.
I saw was being hyped up for a long time and it finally released and I was going to go stream it one day when I finally worked up the energy to stream before we did this channel and like I was having audio issues and then I just gave up and I was like, man,
Ooh.
fuck this. And then I just like got really discouraged on streaming again because like
Oh.
it had been so long since I had done it. And then like I started having audio issues and I was like, man, like maybe this is a sign. And so I just stopped.
Aw.
But in the grand scheme of things, it was just because I was so stressed out. It was a really fucking easy solution that I just couldn't see in the moment because I was stressed. So it's been fixed for a while. I don't know, man. Streaming lately just hasn't seemed as much fun as doing stuff like this. And we've talked about that
No,
a
yeah,
lot.
I was kind of thinking that too because like streaming, it's cool. I liked it. I mean, I've did it for like 4 or 5 years, like pretty consistently.
Yeah.
But like, doing let's plays, kind of having like the more like not. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with reading chat because there's not, but like I will admit that there is some like attention that is split as an effort to look at that and then respond to that.
Oh, yeah.
That like isn't a thing in let's plays because like at least as far as like experiencing like the game itself, it's very like it feels more like intimate on that front, which I think is cool. Uh-oh, what the fuck is that?
This is so scary. I'm going to actually need lamps now.
Ooh.
I don't like this. This has turned into a horror game. I'm going to need enough to get out. Oh, help.
Okay, this is something I'm curious about. Is this like a fixed layout for this each time you play?
Or is it like procedural? I have no idea.
What are your thoughts on procedurally generated games?
I feel like it can have its place, but I also feel like in the grand scheme of things, it can be fine-tuned, like in its current state. You know what I mean? It's tough because there is a game that I'm really anticipating that we've talked about, made by the creators of No Man's Sky, called Light No Fire, and it's like a procedurally generated but like fantasy world, like fantasy RPG. And I will say that it being procedurally, I can't even say that word, but it being that kind of worries me a little bit, you know? But like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it's good, but I'm also like, I'm well aware of hyping something up before it actually comes out, and like actually someone showing gameplay footage, you know, I'm like very hesitant because I did that with Cyberpunk and ended up having a really choppy release. Since then, I have beaten Cyberpunk and really fucking enjoyed it, but it's a shame that it took like multiple patches and stuff for it to get to that point, you know?
Yeah, imagine that. You get punished for trying to play a game early.
Yeah.
Is that right? Rivals of Aether 2?
Oh, does that happen to that one too?
It's basically a paid early access. It's missing so many characters.
Oh, that's a shame. I see my qualms are with early access stuff because it's like I feel like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they use early access as an excuse just to get like the money up front. And then like it takes 6 years for the fucking game to come out. But then by then you've been like playing it since it's been like slowly releasing updates. By the time it gets a full release, nothing has changed enough in the game to warrant me wanting to play it from the beginning. It's like I've been playing this game for 6-something years as it's been developed, and some people like that. Some people like being a part of that process, which is cool. It's just not for me. I'm not a fan.
No, yeah, I'm very much opposed to the process. It's kind of tough because I have had situations where, you know, I have some buddies who are just like, hey, do you want to try this game? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, what is it? And it's almost always early access. And like, I get kind of bummed because it's like, man, I don't want to tell them no, but at the same time, there's only ever been like 4 or so early access games I've ever bought. If that tells you like how much I'm just refuse to support that practice.
Right. It's tough.
Like, I'd rather just wait till I get the ideal intended experience than just try to do it early.
Yeah. It's like I'd rather play a game when it's fully released and fully meant to be what it's meant to be. Because I feel like also a hard thing that happens in those games is that like if early access games do catch traction, then it becomes subject of like doing what the content creators of making videos of that game, like they basically coerce the developers to do what they recommend because they think because they get so many views, that's like what the majority of the audience wants, but that's not necessarily always the case. And so that makes it really tough too, I feel like.
Man, dude, I feel like such a whiner on the channel sometimes.
Say your opinion, Lee. Say it with your chest.
You know what? I will. If people don't like it, that's fine. That's their hitch. I generally don't like procedurally generated games because most of the time I feel like unless it's in the context of like an arcade style game, like something like let's say Binding of Isaac, where like it was very I mean, not that you can't intentionally build a game with procedural generation in mind, but I feel like in the context of that, since the scope of the game is like much smaller, it just works better compared to games like the new No Man's Sky developer game that it's just like, oh, you're gonna make this huge open world that's procedurally generated, and in my head I'm like, that sounds like it's going to be just a very like uninteresting world with like set pieces that make no sense despite like environmental design and like those kind of set pieces like playing such a vast role in the engagement of your world.
Right. Like, even though it's procedurally generated and like huge, is it dense? That's what I'm
Correct.
afraid of. Like, just because the world is big, if there's nothing for me to do in the world, I don't care if your world is big. Make the world smaller and make it dense. Like,
my analogy for that is that like most people want to go to a theme park, not a desert.
Yeah.
And the reason behind that is because theme parks are very dense and like all the fun stuff is within walking distance relatively. Sometimes you have to take a tram and all that. But in a desert, There are cool things in the desert, like really cool things, but you have to walk miles to get to that in comparison, which are like, you know, in this case, open world games compared to something more dense, like let's say Banjo-Kazooie for like its world design. I just don't like open world games.
I think that's it. I think you just don't like open world games, which is fine. I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I like open world games to a degree. To where as long as they're dense and not hollow, I think that's the thing that's given me, like, I want to like Skyrim a lot, and I've played Skyrim multiple times, like the beginning of it, and I keep stop playing it, and I'm just like, man, like, everyone else makes this game look like so much fun. Like, am I crazy? Am I missing the point? And I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about it, but there's also, like, a part of me, open world games take me a little bit to get used to, because, like, when you finally get past the tutorial and, like, the world opens up and it's like, cool, go explore, I get overwhelmed. Because I'm like, there's actually so much shit to do. Like, so many side quests and stuff that they just kind of throw at you all at once when you first experience a new environment. To where I'm like, well, now I feel like I'm overwhelmed and I don't really know what to choose. Because I don't want to miss out on anything.
Yeah, I completely get that. I mean, because realistically, like, your forms of navigation are either just like the environmental design or like the quests. When the quests just tell you literally go here, you know, so that's kind of like not missing the point, because like that is what it is, but like it's kind of just a necessity given the sheer volume of the world.
Yeah.
And like I think like the biggest thing that's like very noticeable for me when it comes to like open world versus something like, let's say, a Metroidvania, right?
Yeah.
It's that the concept. Okay, there's a concept I've heard called the quote-unquote invisible hand, which is like the developers guiding you through like each of the different like aspects of said world. A great example of that is in Super Metroid, specifically when you fall into the red soil portion of Brinstar.
Yeah.
And it's very evident that you can't, like, you cannot get back up. Try as you might, like, you have to figure out something that you can do. But as you're going through the different zones, like, it's basically explicitly telling you, like, okay, this is a superheated area. You don't go there. You can try, but don't do it. There's, like, another place that's blocked off by something that just needs, like, either a yellow door or something like that. Pretty sure. I'm trying to remember the map. But, like, it just guides the players so much more intuitively through, like, clever use of, like, roadblocks. But the problem is, in the context of an open world, those roadblocks aren't necessarily, like, as prevalent, because when you start doing that, you're effectively like turning that genre into like a Metroidvania, which leads a lot of players to feel like their form of like wandering around feels, you know, aimless or just completely dictated by like the quest rather than like, you know, fuck around and find out, I guess.
Yeah. Dude, I was like freaking out a little bit while we were digging. I typically don't get too like messed up in environments like this, but for some reason, like, I started kind of freaking out because, like, the lower you go, I, like, always want to have kind of a clear shot idea of, like, where my hole is, because my battery got low and it was dark, and I looked up and I was like, where the fuck is up? I was like, I really can't tell, like, what direction is up from this side, and so I was, like, getting really tripped out because I was like, what the fuck, like, how am I going to get back up? Yeah, I was like, how do I get back up? My battery's almost dead. It was really spooky for a second there. Hey, look, a new section.
So you know that I hate open world games, and like, I feel like the common answer from you is you don't like horror games, but like, do you dislike them, or you just not like, because that's what I'm curious about, like, which genres do you just not like?
I just don't like the aspect of horror, if that makes sense. I just, growing up, I never liked the idea of being scared. I don't know. I've always like tried to avoid it as best as I could. Like horror movies and stuff never really just intrigued me. Like Courtney grew up watching Tales from the Crypt with her dad. And so like,
really?
so she loves horror stuff. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know if it's just a byproduct of how I was raised or the environment that I was in, but it was just never something that really appealed to me all that much. And so I wouldn't want to say that I like hate it. It just makes me not really,
makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it like makes me uncomfortable, but I'm willing.
That's fine.
I'm willing to bypass that for like content's sake, as silly as that sounds. because like horror genres on YouTube are popular, and especially for people who like get scared easily, it like is kind of what people want
Content
to
makes
see.
itself.
Yeah, it's like that's just what people are intrigued in seeing. So, and it makes it better when I'm like with a person. Like I said, I don't think I would ever do it on my own. I tried doing it once whenever I was like early streaming, and because I was like in the headspace of like this is entertaining to watch, and then I played it and it was Soma. So Soma was one of the ones that was like you don't get a weapon to defend yourself, and it's like it's made by the same people who made
Ugh.
Amnesia. And so I started playing it, and I was like, I streamed it for a few hours, and then once I like hit end stream, I was like, yeah, I'm never playing that ever again. That was a dumbass idea. Why would I do that to myself?
I better not be the only cynical one here.
No, you're not. I mean, dude, I think we've already discussed it. Like, in terms of just being angry at video games, I clear you. So it's like, I'll find a way to complain about a game in the moment. But, I don't know, dude. It's. Oh my god, this is
Ooh,
way
that's
better.
kind of good.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, life is better.
I'm
Ooh.
hesitant to say it because I feel like a friend of mine is going to see this, and I play these genres of games with him.
Go for it.
But it's literally no hard feelings, and I love playing the games with him, so hopefully he doesn't take it the wrong way. But I honestly don't. I really don't like crafting survival games. Like,
I don't either, truthfully.
I play Valheim. I'm playing Pal World right now with him, and they're fun games because again they're fun together because you can kind of like equalize out the load. But it's really just not a game genre that I would play on my own. I think it's kind of an oversaturated category, just because Minecraft really kind of paved the way for it, you know. But I just really don't think. I don't think that everything has to be a survival crafting game, which is why I'm hesitant about the Light No Fire game, because not only is it procedurally generated, it is also a survival crafter, and that's why I'm like, ugh. But I'm willing to look past all that if the combat and the exploration and everything is actually good. And I don't want to get my hopes up, so I'm really, really hoping that it is, but I don't know, man. I have a feeling I'm going to be let down. I think my main genre that I really like are like action RPGs, like exploring games. It doesn't even have to be open world. It could be linear. Like Final Fantasy 16 is a perfect example of that's not really an open world, but the areas are big enough that it makes
like
it
open area.
Yeah, it makes it feel like it is, but like the story and the combat is so dense, and like the side quests I actually wanted to do, that it made it an enjoyable experience for me.
So many developers are insistent on putting those mechanics and like a plethora of like RPG mechanics and like games that could just benefit from not having that.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can have progression in other ways outside of gathering the same, tedious material over and over again.
Yeah. And even my buddy that I've like played these games with, because we were playing Valheim, and we put so many hours into Valheim, and it's a fun game. Like I said, playing with him, it's fun, but like it's in early access. And so when they released an update, it basically like reset our old world, so we had to like start all over again, and it made it so annoying because all the grindy aspects that we had to do in the beginning, we had to do again. And I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. And like even he agreed. He's like, yeah, this is like not great. And so we like resorted to cheating, like mods and stuff, to like bypass all the grindy ass aspects of these games that I'm like, you shouldn't have to do this if you actually designed the game to be good and not fully rely on these grindy ass aspects of this game, you know?
It's bad. Yeah, we resorted to doing that in Pow World because at some point, like we were basically just like level locked from finishing the rest of the other like gym leader bosses or whatever.
Yeah.
And like eventually, like we still haven't beaten all of them, nor do I really care at this point because I'm kind of done with that game. But we wound up having to put the EXP multiplier at like 10x, and it still took a while for everything. Like everything is just so, it's like a Korean MMO, man. They just expect you to grind the whole thing your whole life.
Yeah, and that's like the conversation I had with him. We actually were playing it last night, and I told him, I was like, hey man, I was like, not that I don't enjoy playing this game with you, but also him and I both have a hard time of like playing a game that doesn't have a clear progression. And while Power World does, I was like, this is kind of it. I was like, this is the gameplay. I was like, level 60 is the lock, and we're basically just hunting pals and exploring new areas to just get materials to make these new things. I was like, there's nothing outside of that. So I was like, if there's anything else that, you might want to try as like a game you'd want to play, like, I'd be down to try something else.
I'm very goal oriented in games, so like whenever that's just not as like a prevalent thing, I get like immediately disinterested because it's just like, well, there's some things that are fun to create your own goals for, but it's like I want like a tailored experience that like at least gives me like something constructive to like fight for,
Right.
I'm always like consistently frustrated because like my two favorite genres are or like some of my favorite genres are like 3D platformers and survival horror games in the same vein as like Resident Evil. And for whatever reason, those are both like pretty damn niche because like, oh man, like it's just always like either a 2D platformer or a Metroidvania, which are fine, but like I want more of the 3D stuff. And we've had like a little bit of a renaissance with that the past couple of years, but like not enough to the point where I get like really stoked to see all the options available.
Right.
And with survival horror, I am just so fed up with just how the genre is just currently. Less so on the survival horror and just more so on the horror game side, because it's just so many games that just lack proper resource management or mechanics where it's just either like run away or like, dick around, figure things out. Like things like Lethal Company, for example. I just like, man, give me mechanics, because the resource management makes it scary.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I rant over.
No, you're fine. I don't mean to give you just like one word answers. My brain, for some reason, like when I'm like hard focused on a game, for some reason, it's like I have multiple tabs open, and I catch myself doing this a lot, and I genuinely like want to listen because this is a fucking co-op channel to where we have conversations, and I don't want it to seem like I'm not interested in what you're talking about.
No, I know you are. I know you're like focused
sometimes
on
my
that.
brain
That's
is so
okay.
focused about literally digging a hole to where all I can muster is yeah. Where I'm just like,
No, yeah,
agree.
I get that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I do the same thing too when I'm like really focused on something. Sometimes I'm just like, look, like I was maybe giving you like 20% of the attention and like 80 something on the other thing, but like I do want to listen.
I want to be mindful. I am listening to what you were
Yeah.
saying. It's just sometimes
I know
also
you're mindful, so I'm not offended.
yeah, and sometimes I just also don't know enough about the topic or the genre to like feel like I have something worth like giving back, like as a not even an argument, but just like as a point, because I was like, it's a genre that I don't really play, so it's like I don't have an experience or a take on it because it's just a game genre that I don't really have a whole lot of experience in. Kabooey.
Yeah, it's just that one I'm passionate about because it's been like a genre I've followed like most of my life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just get forever annoyed when it's just like, man, just give me another Resident Evil 5 if it's gonna be like a co-op horror game experience. Give me the guns, give me the knife, give me the healing items. Don't give me running away in like a hallway with no verticality or any form of like just uninteresting level design,
Yeah. It's just, God fucking Lava Rock, dude. God damn. All my money's going towards dynamite. It really is tough though, yeah, because I miss those like short and sweet like couch co-op experiences, which is kind of like what was one of my goals for this channel, was like to kind of revitalize or kind of bring back that feeling again of, even though you and I are like thousands of miles away, kind of re-encompassing that kind of couch co-op experience, even if it's a game like this to where we're not really like playing it together, but still giving that kind of feel of like getting together, sitting on a couch and playing a video game. I feel like it's been lost.
Always loved that experience, and that was like very much like one of the big things that like I was like trying to accomplish, at least on stream.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like it's such a lost art these days, especially with like, like our culture just becoming like increasingly more like isolationist as far as like, entertainment, and just like, not doing those things together as much.
Ow. Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
Goddamn battery low, fuck ass. Jesus.
And back up we go. What's a popular game
fuck.
out there that you don't like?
Pokemon.
So that everybody in the comments can hate you.
Pokemon,
Really?
Pokemon, 100% Pokemon.
Okay, tell me.
I just think that the formula is old and stupid and really gonna sound like a person on the internet who doesn't have actual reasons behind it. No, but okay, so I get it, right? I'm like almost 30. I'm not the target audience anymore. Cool. I don't think that fully makes it acceptable to release games that aren't done, that are buggy and stupid and not optimized for the systems. I really, really, really want to like Scarlet and Violet. I cannot get past the frame rate. I'm so sorry. Everyone's
I
like,
can't either, honestly.
if you
It's
can
inexcusable.
just get past the frame rate. It's like one of the best games. It's like, cool, I shouldn't have to get past it. Or someone else told me, oh, like just emulate it and then optimize it for the PC. Cool, I shouldn't have to do that. I should not have to optimize
real.
a fucking Pokemon game that's meant for the Switch on my $2,000+ PC setup. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. And I just think, like, the writing has kind of gone by the wayside. Like, I played through Arceus, and I had really, really, really thought that I was going to really like Arceus. And, it was going to be, it was a new take on Pokemon, a new take on catching Pokemon, like, more of kind of not really an open world setup, but just something different in the formula. And it was cool, but the writing was so fucking boring. And I could I could tell where the story was going to go. I hated all the characters because they were bland and they had no like redeeming characteristics. They just pissed me off. Like, it was just boring. And so it was a step in the right direction, and I really hope the new Legends game that they announced is like they learned from it and they're improving upon it. Like, I really want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not having high hopes, man. And again, maybe, like, I get that I'm not really the demographic for it, but, like, I'm so sick and tired of people just, since they love a franchise so much, they're just so willing to just look
Tolerating
past
mediocrity.
all the flaws and insecurities of, like, a fucking game when it's, like, literally a broken mess. They're like, yeah, but, like... And I'm like, no, dude, like, shut up. It's just because it's your favorite game.
I mean, I like Deadly Premonition, even though it's a broken mess, but I'm very much aware of that.
But, like, I feel like there's a difference between the people who will, like, admit that it's, a broken mess. They're like, oh, yeah, like, it sucks, but I'm still going to play it because I like this, and this about it. Like, that's fine. But then the people who are just like, you're wrong, and, like, you're just looking to complain. It's like, nah, dude, like, there are actual legitimate things wrong with it. They crunched it. They released it when it wasn't done. Like, there's so many things that are just increasingly obvious that they're just overlooking because it's their franchise that they love. I'm gonna give you a spoiler alert. That company does not give a fuck about you. They just care about your money. Like, that's all it is. And knowing that they have a fan base that will continue to spend money on their games regardless of the quality that's going to be released, they're just going to keep fucking doing it. You think that they're just going to, like, take the complaints and actually make a good game? No. Like, they know that they can make money off of the bare minimum, so they're just going to keep giving you the bare minimum. And that's annoying to me. So yeah, if I hated a genre, Lee, you got it out of me, Lee. If I hated something, it's the Pokemon franchise.
I think it's especially sad because Game Freak has proven that they are capable of creating a good product, or like, a functional game along with a good story to match it, as is evident by Gen 5.
Yeah.
And the second Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game.
Dude, the Mystery Dungeon
both of
games were
those are,
so
like, peak
fucking
Pokemon writing.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the Mystery Dungeon games.
The Gen 5 thing I can also testify to, because I did not play that on release. I played it like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was really, really impressed with just, how good, like, the overall writing was. Because they made, like, an actual attempt to like, do that, and it made for, like, a good, compelling case with the whole, like, ethics of Pokemon and all that. Far and away, I very firmly believe it is Game Freak's best Pokemon product. Most people are gonna cite Gen 2. I'm going to disagree with those people because Gen 2 has a huge level balance problem in, like, almost the entirety of the game. So, like, as, like, a well-designed game, that is incorrect.
Wrong.
No, yeah, straight up, it's wrong.
Yeah, I am a Gen 3er, so I grew up with...
I also like Gen 3 a lot.
It was my first Pokemon game, was Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. And so I feel like, again, no matter whatever your first one is kind of what you're biased by with, like, which one is your favorite.
I see, normally I'd say yeah, but, like, right now, I played, I didn't grow up with Gen 5, and that and Gen 3 are my favorites.
Yeah. It's so frustrating because I want to like it. Like, that's my problem. A lot of these games
That's me with the Souls games.
Yeah, like, there's a lot of these games that I complain about that I'm like, I want to like you. All of these YouTubers that I watch make you look fun. Why am I not having fun when I play you? Like, what, is it me? Like, now I feel like I'm gaslighting myself. Like, something's wrong with me. You know? I'm like, I am incapable of having the same fun that everybody else can have.
See, you with Pokemon, okay. If we're talking franchises I don't like that I think honestly kind of suck. Well, I don't think it sucks. Well, actually, no, I do think
It's like, no, actually, I take it back. It sucks.
Yeah, no, I take it back. You can read me in the comments for this. I don't care.
I think Coolsville sucks.
I genuinely really hate the Souls series.
See, and that's a shame because I love it.
Okay, well, see,
no,
yeah,
it's fine.
I feel kind of that way about Pokemon a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I love some of the games, not all of them, but like, I find the Souls games incredibly frustrating. I just like, I think the level design is cool. I just don't like the slow-paced nature of it. If you hand me a character action game, you give me Ninja Gaiden, you give me Devil May Cry, you give me Bayonetta, I love that shit because it's like fast, it's responsive, like the buffer time is really low for like inputs and all that. But you give me a Souls game and I'm just tripping on both of my feet, acting like there's something wrong with me. It's just like, what? Like, I can do it in the fast game, but not the slow game, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of how I was feeling with Rebirth, to where the final Sephiroth fight is a bitch, but I was like dying over and over and over again, and I just had this like realization. I was like, dude, I've beaten so many Souls games. I can fucking beat Sephiroth. And like, once I kind of had that tonal shift in my brain, though, it was like I went back to my Dark Souls elements, to where I, like, instead of fully trying to like hack and slash and just brute force my way through the game, which I typically like unironically do in Final Fantasy games like that, to where it's like you're strong enough to where you can kind of just negate damage and then throw potions at yourself and like heal, you know?
Basically, yeah,
but,
spam Mega Elixirs and all
yeah,
that.
and so like I do that a lot in Final Fantasy games like that, but the final fight I couldn't. So I was like, okay, now let me go into like my Dark Souls brain and fully learn like the attack patterns and what I need to do. And as soon as I switched that in my brain, I beat him like the second try.
Nice.
Yeah, and so it's like that for me is kind of what Dark Souls has helped out with, is actually, instead of trying to like brute force my way through games, which I did a lot in Pokemon, I fucking suck at typings. So like I would always just like level up my Pokemon and try to brute force my way through gym leaders, which as a kid it worked, but nowadays sometimes it doesn't. And so like I feel like Dark Souls has kind of helped me in a way learn different play styles that like help me adapt, because I'm so used to being just kind of like a one-trick pony of like, I like what I like, and if it works, and I won't change it. But like, Dark Souls has kind of helped me be okay with trying different stuff in that kind of sense. It is still frustrating. Like, I agree with you. It is frustrating, but it has helped me in that regard.
That's me with the Shin Megami Tensei games, because like those games are very much like, you go into it with the wrong setup, it can feel like overcoming a mountain.
Yeah.
But when you get like even like a little bit of preparation, it just turns an impossible fight into like much more feasible, because then you can like properly like react around like what they throw at you, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that, because I haven't like, because I'm, again, like Pokemon, I was so conditioned to the game just, you know, conditioning me to be like, okay, whatever's the highest level thing, just roll in and you just win no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Because like every gym leader's monotype, and chances are you have something that probably doesn't take super effective damage to it, and you just have higher stats as a result of like your EVs, and you just win, you know?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, don't get hurt!
Oh, hey.
Oh my god, progress!
It worked.
Where is
Ow.
this?
What the fuck? Do you
what
hear
was
that? I don't like this. I do not like what this turned into.
Oh.
What the fuck? Yo,
Oh
it's
my
a mole.
God. Why is
Are
it
you
down
going to?
here?
Oh god, you're gonna kill me.
Oh
god, you're
my
gonna kill
God.
me. Oh god, you're gonna kill me. Holy fuck. Ooh!
Oh my god!
Get me out! I gotta heal and save before I go down there. Holy fucking shit. Ah!
It's the
Get me
final
outta
boss.
here.
He's got to be guarding the last key. Wow, you are really deep.
Get me the fuck out of here!
Jesus. I mean, you might as well. This is very empowering. This is like me buying 99 potions.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's give some money to spare just in case. And then let's save. Because I'm a hoarder and I want to hold on to my money.
Oh, brother.
Dude, it always happens. I had that one elixir in my inventory that, like, the final Sephiroth fight, I was like, this is what I held on to it for, was this moment. Sup, dog?
Uh-oh.
Hoi! Can't use dynamite!
Bruh.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm gonna run past then. Bye, 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 bye.
Bum, 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 bum.
There's another one? Holy shit, ass.
This place sucks.
Oh my god, dude. I'm not looking behind me. Fuck all this.
Do it for the thumbnail. Do it for the thumbnail.
Can't use dynamite still. God damn. Where's the fucking key, dude? Where's the... My mouse is, like, dying. It's weirdly, like, dragging. The chest!
Hallelujah.
Wait, so what was the key? I'm confused.
Oh, no.
Did I get it?
Oh my god.
The end of the game?
No, 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 no.
I found the treasure, but what about the other key?
There not be a Jack in the Box in there.
MP.
What?
And I die, right? Key? Key? Nope, I'm dead.
Bad ending? Uh-oh.
Are there multiple endings to this godforsaken game? Well.
Wow.
Ugh. Man. What was the chest?
Then you gotta take over for the other dead guy. Huh?
That's how many people have died.
Oh my god.
Dude. Oh, there's a mole on it. The mole men. Achievement mode unlocked. When starting a new game, you can now hunt achievements displayed in your garage. But what was the second key, dude?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like that ending at all.
No, it's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's less about the dying, but it just doesn't feel like the payoff for playing the game felt worth it at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Well, it's under 2 hours, so you can refund it.
That is true, I could. It's $5, it's fine. And who knows, maybe I'll, in my downtime, just fuck around and go see what the second key was to see if it's even worth it. And if it is, I'll put it at the end of the video or not, or just maybe post-editing me will say if it was worth it or not, just in a text right now, and just see. And if it wasn't, then, you know. Now, while I will say... The ending was not great, but the conversations along the way, it was about the journey, you know? And I feel like that's kind of...
Yeah, that was definitely the highlight of this.
I feel like that's what these types of games sometimes, like, that's kind of their intention a little bit.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad. You keep digging with this drill and a jetpack. All right, y'all. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to fucking find that key, at least right now. So thanks for watching. Two games back to back to where it was, I don't know, not the desired ending that we wanted, but we're too lazy.
We're getting better at that, getting the bad ending, quote unquote.
Yeah, too lazy to go in and fix it, so whatever.